All right, so good morning, everyone, and welcome to this morning sadhana practice. Let's go ahead and find our comfortable seat and cross the legs and settle in for our practice this morning. So we can begin our practice by first just checking our alignment, taking a moment here just to rock side to side and making sure that your sits bones, the points of your hips are touching the ground. And start to rock side to side in a way that you can rise up through the spine. If you feel to, you can close the eyes down in this opening moment. Just imagine yourself like a turtle withdrawing into its shell. We're drawing ourselves back into the interior of our body, centering our energy, our concentration, our wakefulness in the interior of the body temple. You might face the palms up on the lap and draw them behind the body, like you're pulling a bow or you're drawing a bow. Front side of the body is the arch of that bow, and the spine is the string. Let your breath naturally flow in and out. Inhalation and exhalation finding its own sustaining rhythm. And let's just check in briefly to make sure that our breath is making it down beneath the chest. So as you inhale, let your belly region be relaxed. Sometimes emotional turmoil, insecurity can have us tightening our belly up as a way to protect ourselves. And since this is a safe space to do so, you can go ahead and just relax the belly out and know that you can trust the breath to deliver you to the peaceful place that you wish to be. So the breath originates deep down in the region of the belly, which is the bottom of your lungs. It might begin to fill up through the body temple, expanding to ribs, expanding into the chest. And the beauty of the breath is it is this link to the present moment. It is the primary pathway that we walk to return back to an awareness or a watchful state of consciousness. You might bring that watchful gaze right to the point between the two eyebrows and really center yourself in the spine, in the center of the body. Keep the eyes softly closed, not pressed shut like you're sleeping, but almost half open, denoting that you are walking between the worlds of everyday consciousness and higher consciousness. And just to make sure that our body isn't falling into a sleep state, let's take a double inhalation, tense the whole body. This is a gradual, low, medium, right until the muscles start to vibrate with energy, and then double exhale out of the mouth, let it all go. Again, squeeze right through the feet, right through the legs, hips, belly, ribs, chest, arms, and throw the breath out. Again, squeeze the body, get up into the chest and throat, even the face, and release. Let's circulate the arms once. Inhale to reach out to the outer circumference. Exhale, soften hands in prayer right at the heart center. Just like an ambitious little seedling in springtime, reach up through your spine. Reach towards the warmth of the light of the dawning of higher awareness. This divine light happens right at the point between our two eyebrows in deep peace. Let's join the hands together in prayer position, keeping the heart open and receptive. And just set an intention, some quality of consciousness that you can align or attune your consciousness to. This could be a quality of peace, a quality of calmness, joy, strength. And let's release that intention by carrying palms reaching up above the head. Take a nice deep inhalation, filling belly, ribs, and chest. When you feel filled with that new quality of energy, let the hands part and slowly descend down until they reach back to the earth. So we're going to continue with a brief chant just to open the heart, and then we'll dive into our movement. Final moment of awareness in the heart, offering yourself into inner silence. Turn all the feelings of the heart upward. Let's take a deep inhalation through the nose, lengthen through the spine. Double exhale through the mouth. All right, and we'll start by opening the eyes slowly, gradually, as you feel ready, and rub the palms together. So as you're rubbing the palms together, see if you can become aware of your inner spine. That inner column of energy in the center of your body. Let's inhale and reach up into the sky, and then as you exhale, feel all that energy rising and circulating outward from the center of your body. Good, let's do it again, rubbing the palms together. If it helps to close your eyes to sense more deeply, feel free. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, relax down and around. Good. All right. Let's go ahead and release the feet out of the way, and we'll start on hands and knees position. So once you arrive, go ahead and take hands underneath the shoulders and give a little point and stretch of one of the legs, and even bow the hips back a little bit, and then curl the toes up towards the face and lunge forwards. Just go back and forth, waking up the hip, extending this opposite leg to bring a greater sense of vitality. Now if you feel to, you can bow the head towards the ground and lift the back foot up. Good. And then just set it down as we're still young in the body for this time period. Let's send the left foot back. Remember, you point the toes as you sit back and then curl them towards the face as you lunge forwards. So you're getting a full opening and extension. Good, and then on your next inhalation, you point the toes, exhale, bow the head, and reach that foot up to the sky as far back as it's ready to. And then set that side down onto the ground. Let's keep toes untucked for this journey and just start circling the hips. Spiral them out open. Start with little spirals until they feel the inner encouragement of your breath and your attention to wander out a little bit wider, exploring your range of motion. If you have very sensitive points in this little journey, they are opportunities to slow down and to really give attention and breath. And then reverse the direction when you feel ready. So the hips get nice and warm. And working your way back to center. Second side a little bit shorter. Let's go ahead and walk the hands over to the side. So you can do right side to bring left foot up. We're coming into a lunging position. Press the hands off of the thigh. Good. Depending on the freedom in your hips, you may be able to lean forwards a little bit more. We're going to sweep the arms back and up and around and join the hands with slightly bent elbows. In our lunging position, the further you go forward, the more deeply you'll feel the posture in the region of the hips. Just imagine everything in the upper body is buoyant. It's floating up higher and higher towards the surface of awakening. Nice deep breathing. Final inhalation to stand up tall through the spine. Get aligned. That means hips over the knee and then hands into the heart. We're going to lean forward and hook the elbow onto the thigh. So you're turning out to the left side into a twisting position. Be generous with your breath in the lower regions of the body. If you feel to open your arms, you can release them and use the leverage off of your right arm to twist more deeply. Just be mindful not to put the body in a position that it's not quite ready for. Exhale finds hands closing down. Very important on the release. Tighten the belly first, take a deep breath, and then rise up to stand up strong. We're going to exhale and set hands onto the inside. Right back into the hips. Let the knee just lean out to the side. So you're on the inside. I'll show you from the front. And just letting your knee hang out to the side here. This is commonly referred to as a lizard's pose. And now if you feel to, you can even lean forwards a little bit more and just let the knee fall out to the side. All right, let's inhale, and almost as though you're in a cobra pose, try to lift up through the heart. And then exhale, you can press back to neutral position. Hands stay on the inside, slide, step that left foot back and around. Let's give it a point just to make sure that it gets its own extension. And then come back to neutral position. We'll do the other side. So step the hands on over to the left side, right foot comes up and around. Be mindful of your transition, pressing off of the thigh to rise. Hips right over the supported knee is the most stable. If you have trouble balancing, just walk your foot out. When you're ready to, float the hands behind you to rise up. A little different on this side. Let's interlace fingers and press the palms to the sky as we lean forwards. Back toes stay untucked for this lunge. If your palms grow a little tired or the arm posture grows stale, you can always release the hands. Good. Center your attention into your feet and press through your feet. And you'll feel a recoiling or a rebounding energy rising up through the legs, joining together in the hips and expressing all the way up through the spine into the arms. I'm going to release the hand posture, hands into prayer. Final breath to inhale, lengthen the spine. That means extend your arms as high as they go. Draw the chin towards the throat, then exhale, hands into the heart. Deep inhalation, reaching forward, hooking left elbow this time onto the thigh, and you can stack your hands together here. Elbows one on top of the other, in whatever version is possible. Good. Make sure that there's a degree of relaxation even in the belly of the effort, so that new life, new consciousness can flow into your body, into this shape. If you feel to open the arms, you just release them, and almost like you're giving the biggest hug to the side you can. Again, slow descent. Be mindful of what your body actually needs. To leave, draw the belly in towards the spine. So squeeze the belly muscles, inhale, and stand up through the spine as you release the support of the arms. Hands come right down to the ground, and give the legs a break. Right knee out to the side for your lizard position. It can be helpful to curl the toes of the right foot up towards the knee. This will always keep your knee safe from twisting. Good. Nice deep breathing. And when you're ready to, you come right back to center. Lift the hips and slide, step that foot out of the way. Hands back under the shoulders. And then inhale to point the toes and maybe lower the head down a little bit. Good. And then exhale. And we'll go ahead and come down either into child's pose, which would be arms extended, forehead resting. Or some of us prefer to sit in Vajrasana, which would be sitting over the ankles. In all cases, we have opened the floodgates in the lower regions of the body. Great inner reservoirs of power, strength, A primal vitality rests at the base of the spine, and we're allowing that to start flowing upstream through the spine. You may feel a degree of debris in different areas of the spine, perhaps emotional or mental, even psychosomatic materials that are being washed out in this inner flood. And just breathe into the process and offer yourself to the current. Let's end with attention at the point between the two eyebrows, looking upward and far beyond the screen of the mind. We'll expand with a deep inhalation and exhale to release the practice entirely. Let's slowly start to make our way back up until we are on hands and knees once more. We're going to reach the right foot back and lift the left hand forwards. So we're moving up the spine here, now working in the region of the solar plexus. Get as long as you can through either side of the body. And breathe into that sense of inner purifying energy. You might even mentally chant Om at this point of the navel, helping to stimulate and activate the energy there. To give this side a rest, let left hand come down, seal the heel of your extended leg down on the ground, and reach up and out for a side plank position. Reach behind you as much as you can. Get into the heart. Activating solar plexus, we have all that energy ready to rise, refined now, into the heart. And then when you're ready, just sweep that hand down. And we'll do the other side. Knee touches down. Left leg goes long, right arm extends forwards. It's worth noting on the extended leg, draw the kneecap right up and in towards the thigh. So your back leg is as straight as an arrow, and your right arm, with thumb side pointing up, is leading the forward expansion. You can almost get so light on your back foot that you could hover, and you may choose to do that at some point in the practice. But for now, focus on the solar plexus and waking up that sleeping giant of inner transformation. Never stop aspiring. Keep reaching with greater relaxation. And then soften down. We'll come into our side plank position. Right hand goes down, left foot seals down, and you reach the opposite arm up to the sky, and then slowly start to offer that hand behind you. I like to look down towards the ground in this pose so that there's no excess tension in the neck. And you're really working in the region of the heart, so press the heart forwards. And just breathe here, feeling solar plexus starting to burn with some intensity of fire, refining into the subtler qualities of the heart. You exhale to let the back hand come down. In this case, it's our left arm. Let's go ahead and come onto all fours, and just to align the spine, get your nose nice and low and peel the chin and the nose and crown of the head up towards the sky and arch the spine. Draw a deep, deep inhalation as you extend, slightly pulling on the heels of the hands. And then when you're ready to reverse it, make it momentous, dramatic, expressive. Press the belly up into the spine and round the back. See if you can comfortably hold the breath out for a moment. Chin tucks towards the chest. We're going to move to this deeper expression one more time. So really articulating every little vertebrae in the spine so that there's total body cooperation. When you feel the exhale coming into the, or leaving the body, just round the back and push all the breath out until you're empty. So let's go ahead and rest either down into child's pose, or you can come into Vajrasana, sitting over the ankles, just so we can integrate. Watch your breath first and observe the stabilization of the breath. Not that we are forcing it, but just as we let go of our grip on the muscles, as we soften the expression in our face, that the breath is finding a deeper rhythm, a stronger cadence. The affirmation, I relax from outer involvement into my inner haven of peace. I relax from outer involvement into my inner haven of peace. And with all this new energy rising up into your heart, it's tempting to get excited or emotional about moving on to more postures, more this. See if you can draw that frequency or that calm feeling deep into the heart and let it bubble up and rise higher, a more refined expression of the practice. Now, while doing this practice, no matter where you are, we're going to rise, if you can, with eyes closed, right onto the knees, and circulate the hands to rest on the top ridge of your hips. This is camel pose. Toes can tuck underneath if you'd like, but stay with that inner quality of attention, where all of these forces have started to awaken, and now we are opening the curtains and revealing the stage of the heart and letting all of those actors express for a few moments here with deep breath. Before releasing the pose, join the attention right to the spiritual eye. This is the direction of our journey. And repeat the affirmation with calm faith. I open to thy light. With calm faith, I open to thy light. One more time, with calm faith, I open to thy light. And with this newly awakened energy, let's set the hands down onto the ground, toes stay tucked underneath, push right into downward facing dog, and just imagine like a river flowing downhill. All of that energy now flowing down through the spine towards the head. Even if your legs seem a little bit tight, forget about them. Stay in the interior eye state of the spine. Very important here, if the face feels that it's overwhelmed with this upward current, just to sort of move the lips around, wiggle the nose, maybe open the mouth even and stick out the tongue. The more fully that you can push out of the hands, the more that we relieve the stress throughout the body. Some of us are very comfortable staying here for 3 or 5 more breaths. I really do encourage you to expand your idea of what is possible by relaxing more deeply and offering yourself into the wake of inner peace and calm. The affirmation, calmness radiates from every fiber of my being. When you're ready to lower down, you choose child's pose or Vajrasana. Vajrasana is a very sensitive laboratory for you to deeply experience these currents. Child's pose, equally so in its own ways. When you do arrive in your chosen posture, just lengthen the spine and center your awareness at the spiritual eye. And consciously reclaim your attention, all of your energy, right into this central rising current of energy in the spine. If you can open the heart a little more, draw the chin in towards the throat if you're seated. And just relax until the breath comes back to a calm baseline. So that we are increasing the amount of awareness that we feel. It surprisingly takes very little movement to relax the body and build this inner awareness. Let's take a deep breath, relaxing. Attention coming right to the point between the two eyebrows, soft focus on the heart. And then exhaling and releasing the practice entirely. We're going to slowly open the eyes, and we're passing right through hands and knees. If you'd like, you can come into downward facing dog as a transition. And we're going to gently walk our hands back towards our feet until we're in a forward folding position. Let the head relax all the way down. Take the fingers to the scalp if they're not occupied by supporting you with your arms, and just start to sort of scratch around a little bit or shift the skin. Even in these seemingly insignificant movements, try to express them with an inner consciousness that is calm. So if you're scratching very quickly, you might slow down a little bit and be more mindful of what's happening. Good, let's seat the hands in some place that's comfortable. It can be shins, it can be thighs. You're just going to take a deep inhalation and squeeze the back of the neck as you lift the head, and then exhale to release completely and straighten the legs. So again, and then release completely. One more time. And relax down. Slowly build the shape up, round the back, and slowly, slowly rise. Open the eyes bright if you feel any bit lightheaded until you arrive in a standing position. Turn the palms out. Keep the energy rising up the heart, rising through the brain, right through the spiritual eye. Like someone's tugging on your ears, or you have balloons tied to your ears. Weight is on the balls of your feet. Feel how integrated, interconnected your body is, and how expansive your soul is, extending beyond boundaries of the skin. Let's symbolize that by inhaling, reaching the arms as wide as they can go, circulating above the head. Beautiful. Exhale, hands right into the heart center. Let's do a standing pose or so, and then we'll come down. Go ahead and leap onto, or maybe rock is a more appropriate way to describe, onto the left foot and catch the right ankle into the hand. Extend the left arm and kick into the back hand as you lean forwards. This is the dancer's pose. Find full expression of this posture by leaning forwards, kicking more powerfully. The affirmation while moving through life, I'm anchored in myself. While moving through life, I'm anchored in myself. Slowly descending out, draw the knee up in towards the chest, give it a little hug, maybe look down to relax the lower spine and neck, and then exhale, set that side down right to the other side. Try not to rush, even though we're moving at a faster pace. Left hand onto the ankle, right arm forwards. Keep a little bend in your right leg as you kick out into the backhand and lean forwards. Notice where your gaze is centered. If it's towards the earth, lift it to the wall in front of you or the window. If you can look towards the junction of ceiling and wall, all the better to keep the upward rising attention. Good. Nice deep breath. While moving through life, I am anchored in myself. Final inhalation. Exhale for arms to descend back down, to lift the knee and the shin on inhale. Stand up nice and tall even as you look down and relax the neck. Good. And then exhale and come into neutral position. Let's just close the eyes and turn the palms forwards and just take a moment here. Weight is on the balls of the feet. The affirmation while moving through life, I'm anchored in myself. Let's inhale, draw the hands up into the heart. Prayer position, joining left and right hemispheres of the body. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. When you're ready, you can release. Our last standing position, we're going to come into chair pose. So arms go up above the head. Take a nice deep inhalation. Reach and lengthen the spine. As you're ready to exhale, lift the heels. Sink the hips down and float the palms facing up in front of the body. So make sure your hips stay right underneath your shoulders. This will keep your spine in integrity. And then you slowly start to lower down. Cling to the affirmation that you might experience the consciousness behind it. My body is no burden, I am light as air. My body is no burden, I am light as air. If you'd like to sink a little bit more, you go ahead and come down. Careful not to overdo it, but to find that point that's stimulating. It's a wonderful posture for eliminating worries, fears, and sadness, which are often trapped in the region of the thighs in our body. Nice deep breath. We're coming all the way down. If you need to lower the heels, do so, but if you can float down and balance onto the feet, we're going to take a balance moment. Hands can come to the earth if necessary. One point of attention here, let your knees almost point towards the earth a little bit so that water could slide off of the legs. And keep the palms up at the junction of the thigh and upper body, and sit up nice and tall through the heart. You're not here for long. My body is no burden. I am light as air. When you're ready to rise, free the hands behind you, and with a gust of breath, inhale and lengthen up through the spine as you sweep the arms up and around. Come right on the tips of the toes. Exhale, broad through the arms. Heels come down as the hands lower. Let's inhale, float the arms back up and around. A little back bend may be in store here for you, reaching behind the body and reclining the chin towards the throat. And then exhale, hands into the region of the heart. Let's just enjoy this moment to say goodbye to our standing series and to greet the wonderful wakefulness and energy that they contribute. It feels like you've been drawn onto the periphery of the body. Consciously come back into your center. Especially if feelings in the heart are activated, draw them in and release them up. Try just lifting and lowering the chin once or twice. Make sure the back of the neck, base of the skull is really relaxed. You can do this by drawing the chin in towards the throat and opening the back of the neck. And the inner gaze always steady at the spiritual eye, looking up and out. You can release the hands whenever you'd like, and we'll just take about 3 breaths in stillness here, standing Shavasana. And gently releasing down, we're going to bend the knees and just slide the hands down the legs. We're coming all the way into a forward folding position. You might take a moment here just to start lengthening your legs and releasing the head towards the ground. The affirmation, nothing on earth can hold me. Nothing on earth can hold me. We're going to walk the hands away from the feet. Bend the knees as much as you need to until you're in downward facing dog. We're going to balance this downward facing dog by coming all the way down onto our belly. So make your way there creatively. You can bend the knees towards the earth. You can do a push-up. And we're all going to come up into a cobra pose. So press underneath the shoulders. Toes are connected behind you. And you're lifted as much as your body allows. Some of us maybe just a couple inches. Try to relax your shoulders down and transfer the weight into the arms to strengthen them. The affirmation, I joyfully rise to meet each new opportunity. Like that opportunity in your arms right now. I rise joyfully to meet each new opportunity. You're ready to lower out? Just release the whole body down to the ground. Slide the hips back, so draw the knees. If you'd like, you can come right into cat position. And then come into neutral position. So choose now if you'd like to come into your final position of a seated meditation pose. Or you can also lay down in Shavasana. It's just what you need in your body. So So Shavasana is the posture of lying down on the back, legs extended, palms facing up, ideally with a blanket or some covering to insulate your energy. If you're seated, just make sure you have an extended spine and that you're training your heart to be open. In either position, sometimes our bodies are habitually used to holding the heart in a closed position. And it takes quite a while to really learn how to open the heart. So if you're on the ground, squeeze your shoulder blades underneath you. If you're in your seat, pin the shoulder blades behind you and relax your shoulders down, palms facing up on the lap. Now, especially those meditating, careful not to lift the chin. Even a slight bow of the chin helps you to be broad in the base of the skull, back of the neck. And now choose with 100% of your focus and your being just to be present for these next 4 or 5 minutes. 100%. Decide nothing is more important to me than just experiencing what is happening right now. If little thoughts come in, reaffirm your resolve. We're going to practice the mantra Hung Sa. As you inhale, mentally chanting the sound Hung, and on exhale Sa. Let the breath flow as it will. And finally, inner gaze at the point between the two eyebrows. I'll keep track of the time. Let's release the mantra for the remaining minute or so. Let yourself be in a receiving mood. Awareness resting in the heart. still. Let your awareness witness when there are no longer holes in your boat. There are no longer leaks in your energetic field, and you are perfectly contained in this moment. Energies aligned and cooperating with grace. Let's draw a deep breath into the lungs, releasing the hands into prayer position. If you're lying down, begin the gradual process of awakening. Returning to your comfortable seat and allowing that to be your transition period. Reclaim your posture, sitting tall in the spine. Behold at the point between the two eyebrows as we close with healing prayers. You may choose to repeat the prayer after me or just pray in the language of your own heart. Divine Mother, Thou art omnipresent. Thou art in all Thy children. Thou art in all sincere hearts. Bless our fellow yogis, friends, and family. Bless all those who have turned towards you. Fill them with your light. Let's rub the palms together. And then we'll sound 3 ohms. Om. 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 And a single Om for all those souls out there who have not turned towards their own betterment. And just pray by association with others, perhaps loving family members, that they be uplifted. Om. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Peace, 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 and namaste, everyone. Thank you so much for joining this practice this morning. I hope you feel awake, revitalized, and enlivened for your day. If you can, take little times, even if it's once an hour, just to pause and take a few deep breaths and to really keep this feeling alive throughout your day. You'll find it much easier to meditate later. You'll find it much easier to be calm in all situations if you take this little time. That will be my practice for today too, so know that I'm practicing with you. All right, blessings, friends, and until next time.
Thank you, David.